What's up, guys? Marlon Egolf here for Draft Magic. It's been a while since I've done a return to Ravnica drafts, not just in real life, or not just for this site, but just in general. So, since I have no interest in the format, what I'm going to do today is full disclaimer first, I'm Jewish. So what I'm going to do is try to draft the most Jewish possible deck that I possibly can, going with the theme of Jewishness. So let's see. What is the most Jewish card in this pack? That's a good question. Search warrant. It's more Naziist than Jewish. Survey the wreckage. Jewish people generally don't work. Hard. Counterflux. New Prov. Guild Mage. Detain? Is that a Jewish ability? Security blockade. What's the most Jewish card here? Keening Apparition. Destroy target enchantment. Eyes in the Skies. It's gonna be harder than I thought it would be. Definitely not Dreg Mangler. That's not Scavenging. I feel like this... I don't know. I get this sense of Jewishness here. I feel like detaining is semi-Jewish. You know, you detain out of guilt, like the Jewish guilt. What do we got here? Treasured Find. Death's Presence. Maybe. This could be like sitting... What's it called? When someone dies. Electromancer, no. That could be a camel. This could be taken for a camel. I'm sure they had camels in the desert when my people were leaving Egypt. No. Treasured Find. So it's either Death's Presence or Towering Indrik. Avenging Arrow. How good are we at vengeance? Stealer of Secrets. We are long, hook-nosed, shiesty bastards. So I think Stealer of Secrets is probably gonna represent my people in the most efficient way here. Guild Feud. Frostburn, weird. I guess he kind of looks like a strange rabbi. Guild Feud. Well, my people have always been feuding throughout the centuries. Not necessarily our fault, but I guess the Palestinian and Israeli guilds have been fighting for a long time recently. This is pretty obviously Jewish. I mean, clearly we are saving someone from Auschwitz. What else? So Judgment, another very Jewish card. I mean, just call it Jewish Mother's Judgment. What? You're not a doctor? Dramatic Rescue again seems like the pick. Soul Tithe. Dispel. Dispel seems kind of Jewish, but I think Dramatic Rescue, we're going to go with the theme again. Again, Judgment. So far this deck's pretty sweet. Definitely we were able to stay on theme a little more than I thought we would. Alright. So, Inaction Injunction. Yeah, seems the most Jewish. Detain, we already decided, was like a semi-Jewish ability. And, I mean, you get value out of this card, and my people, we're all about value. You also get value out of this guy, though. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a little more Jewish than the other guy. Treasured Find. Not really about treasure. I guess this looks enough like a synagogue, so I can convince myself to take it. You gotta have those synagogues, so... No, probably... So, Cobble Brute? No, Vandal Blast. This type of thing was done to my people in the temples when they raided us. Obviously, the miracle of Hanukkah and all that. Crosstown Courier. How good are we at currying things? This is probably a little more on theme. Let's see. Grizzly Salvage. None of these are particularly on theme. Maybe the Stag. Shrieking Affliction. Or Mind Rot. Mountain. Like Mount Sinai. Chronic Flooding. I imagine there's been some flooding in Jewish history. I'm not much of a Bible reader, or at all. Was the Noah's Ark, was that in the Old Testament? Was that in the Jewish Testament? I don't know. I shouldn't have hid that. I might have to play it. I'm just used to hiding bad cards. But there are no bad cards in this draft. Only bad religions. But this is not on theme. I was forced to take that, so I can hide the swamp. Alright. What do we have here? Druid's Deliverance. Nah, it's more pagan. Centaurs are Greek, right? This thing, Codex Shredder. If I only knew what a codex was. Soul Tithe. Skymark Rock. This thing, Carnival Hellseed. Inspiration. That might have to be the pick. Traitor's Instinct, no. It's probably Inspiration. I can see the story of my people's survival against such odds throughout the centuries as an inspiration to others, and that seems to be the best card on theme. Let's see. Soul Tithe. I think that might be the pick. Let's look at some other ones. Thought Flare. That doesn't scream Jewish to me. Imp. Deviant Glee. Nah. Not as particularly gleeful people. Chemistry. No, that's not really a thing. Doorkeeper. Doorkeeper would be a stretch, but I think it's probably Soul Tithe. That goes with the guilt theme. Let's see. Rootborn Defenses. Downsize. Bluster Squall. That doesn't even... I don't know. The unfortunate thing about cards like this is, like, they don't really have a name. So, Bluster Squall doesn't mean anything. It's like a blustery storm. So a blustery storm. Probably just downsize. When we are in charge of large corporations, occasionally we have to do some serious math and downsize to keep profits flowing. You know, it's just business, guys. Is it Charm? Dinochar, Draketeer, Aggressor. Transguild Promenade. Giant Growth Cobblebrute. None of this screams Judaism to me. We're just gonna go with this thing. It looks temple-esque, like some New Age temple, so we're gonna go there. Again, we got Judgment or Inspiration. I think it's Judgment again. Judging is just so much more Jewish. And here we have the, Follow the Gavel. There are a lot of Jewish judges, aren't there? Yeah, that's probably more on theme. What else? Armory Guard. No, Tower Drake. This guy, I mean, we do have guards. Especially in Israel. We've got to watch out over there. No, destroy the evidence. Again, more of like a... What's that card called? Survey the Wreckage type effect, like it was done to us, but not something that we generally do. No, crocodiles. There are crocodiles in the Nile. Yeah, okay. Pegasus is Greek, right? So there we go. And another Soul Tithe, alright. Keeping the theme going. Another crocodile. So we've managed to remain slightly on theme while passing like an insane deck to our left. But, you know, I knew what I was getting into here. Don't judge me. Or I will judge you. Little kitten with a hat. Or this guy. I think this guy, a sentry is fairly similar to a guard. And like it or not, you know, there's a lot of soldiers over there in Israel. Racketeer, nah, probably just this guy. I could see him being Jewish, putting a little yarmulke on him. Tenement Crasher, neither of these are really... that looks enough like Hebrew on his wings. And Chronic Flooding, very good. That, forest... there's not a lot of forest in the desert. Alright. So the Arrestor, I think it's definitely this guy. Filibusters, Bureaucracy, Reading, Bald with beards. I mean, it all comes together. This is probably like the perfect card, actually, to be honest, for this deck. What else do we have? Alright, Azorius Charm is probably fine. I can see, you know, the doling out the law, along with, like, the judgment and, like, the guilt themes. Hussar Patrol, maybe. A little, I'm not really sure, actually. It's a good question. So, probably Patrol or Charm. Yeah, I guess it's Patrol, actually. That's a little more... Charm is a little more abstract. While Beastmaster, definitely not. A stick that turns into a bird. That seems kind of biblical. Seller of Songbirds. She also got a ridiculous hat. But, yeah, I think this is... You know... I could see this being like Moses' staff or something ridiculous like that. No, can't pass for a camel. Swift Justice, yeah. That theme seems to be pretty on theme right there. Security Blockade. What was our first pick? Our first pick wasn't Security Blockade, right? Oh, it was the Guild Mage, but I was considering this. So, Dryad Militant... it's probably just a Hussar Patrol. We already decided that this is fairly... You know, they look like they could be medieval soldiers in Jerusalem or something like that, so... That's good enough for me. I don't know what this is. Stealer's Secrets, we already decided was, fairly Jewish. Sneaking behind the scenes, stealing shit. Don't worry about it. It's just what we do. Burst Shredder. Lizards? Oh, they did have lizards in the desert. Avenging Arrow. Destroy target creature that dealt damage. Do we work that way? Is it? I guess it's more Jewish than a lizard. And so follow the gavel. Well, so it's the temple or the inspiration. I think that we gotta have another synagogue at least. Yeah, alright. So, you know, in case one gets filled up, people can go to the other one. Seems legit and recording, yes. Let's see. So I think we'll obviously have to cut some cards here. So Skywatch or Arrestor. So that looks like a soldier, this looks like a soldier. So what's more Jewish? I guess flying's not particularly Jewish. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. Inaction Injunction, again, Jewish. More Jewish than the crocodile. I could see this. I don't know. This says Jew to me more than, you know, a rhino or a slug. So, we're doing that here. Cancel. Yeah, we can make a case for that being a little Jewish. The plains, the gate. I guess that's like a dirty temple. There's our Kravid. Yeah, Beast of Burden from way back in the day. So, I think our deck turned out pretty well. I mean, we got 3 judgments. That's fucking beautiful. We got this guy, very Jewish. Couple dramatic rescues, also very Jewish. 2 temples to pray in every Saturday and Friday night. You got to get that wine. Let's see. Let's move everything to the middle of the deck. Guild Feud's also very Jewish, so we have to include that. Vandal Blast, not so much. Let's see. Death's Presence. I feel like Death's Presence was kind of a stretch. Stag is not Jewish. Armory Guard, Inspiration. Cancel is also kind of a stretch. Let's see. Guild Feud's very Jewish. Whenever it dies, yeah, that was a stretch, I think. It's kind of also a stretch. Maybe not. But we do have to cut cards, so let's separate them. And we decided that this. All right. So this is obviously, it looks more like Egyptian, actually. It could be hieroglyphics. And, you know, we probably scribbled a lot of hieroglyphics into walls when we were slaves, or at least chiseled them in. Paul the Gavel, Jewish. Beast of Burden, but not necessarily a Jewish Beast of Burden. Swift Justice. Sure, downsize. Might have to go in order of Jewishness to not Jewishness. So detain, yeah, detain's a little Jewish. I guess the crocodile's not particularly Jewish. What else? This guy, I suppose. The flooding. Because I'm not sure. I don't know the Bible hardly, like, really ever, so I'm not sure if this was... If, like, Noah and all of them were Jews, or what the hell was going on. I'm going to assume they were, but... you never know. I'd rather not be wrong in this case. This is pretty important, what I'm doing here. Soul Tithe is definitely staying in. Dramatic Rescue and an Action Injunction also definitely staying in. Downsize. I mean, I can see the Jewishness here, but it's a Jewishness that doesn't really fit with, like, the rest of the deck. You know, we're getting, like, biblical and, like, kind of Jerusalem-y, and we don't need to be as bureaucratic as possible. Although these guys are very bureaucratic, but they're just perfect for this deck. Armory Guard. Inspiration, Key Rune. This isn't particularly Jewish either. And just one more, and we can say, good job, Egolf. So let's see, Armory Guard, controlled vigilance as long as you control a gate. Probably the Courier. That's not super Jewish. And just add some lands. I guess we can add that too. And let's get a suggestion. Not adding a mountain, despite the fact that we have a red card. That's a weird thing to do. And, alright. Let's see. We missed a land. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. The most Jewish deck I've ever drafted. Let's destroy some Gentiles.